Y'all, the streets are buzzing, the timelines are in chaos, and the industry is shook. What started as just another Super Bowl season has now spiraled into one of the biggest entertainment twists of the decade. Bad Bunny Sal Conejo Malo himself has officially landed the Super Bowl halftime show. And baby, it wasn't just handed to him on a silver platter. Oh no, there's drama, deals, backdoor moves, and silent support from one of hip-hop's most mysterious kings, Kendrick Lamar. Now everybody's asking, how did Bad Bunny beat out legends like Taylor Swift, Drake, and even Beyoncé for the most watched stage on Earth? And why is Kendrick, who once threw subtle shade in his bars, now cheesing behind the scenes, smiling like he just won the lottery? But y'all don't even KNOW the half of it. There's beef, betrayal, record label sabotage, and even a secret meeting in Puerto Rico that's got the internet connecting dots faster than the FBI. Stick around, because what we're about to uncover is messier than a reality TV reunion and juicier than a group chat leak. You ready? Let's get into this wild ride, because this ain't just a Super Bowl announcement. This is an entire movie. So boom! It all started with a leaked phone call. Not even 24 hours after rumors started flying about who would headline the next Super Bowl halftime show. A voicemail popped up on a private blog. It was grainy, low quality, and cut off halfway through, but you could hear one voice loud and clear. It was a high-ranking exec from a major music label, and he said, "I don't care what Roger Goodell thinks. We're pushing Bunny. If Kendrick don't want it, he's out." Simple. It's just like that. Everything changed. Social media lost it. Fans were confused. Kendrick Lamar had been the name floating around for months. Insiders said he was in talks with Apple Music, the NFL's halftime show sponsor, and had even met with production teams to discuss visuals. But now it looked like something behind the scenes had gone left. And what's worse, it looked like Kendrick had willingly stepped down. Or was he pushed? What nobody saw coming was how Bad Bunny ended up in the center of this storm. At first, people assumed he was just the backup plan. A global superstar with crazy stadium appeal. Sure, but it was deeper than that. Way deeper. See, this wasn't just about music. This was about revenge deals. And some unspoken beef that went way back to 2019, according to sources close to the situation. Kendrick and Bad Bunny had actually been cool years ago. Real quiet friendship. They respected each other's lanes. In fact, Kendrick even pulled up to one of Bunny's private shows in Miami back in the day. No cameras, no entourage, but things shifted after a certain Grammy night in 2021, remember? When Bad Bunny took home Best Latin Album and Kendrick's project got snubbed in multiple categories. Fans thought it was politics, but behind the scenes, Kendrick felt slighted. He reportedly told someone at Teed, "They box us out every time, then give him a trophy and call it diversity." That comment leaked, not to the press, but to the industry. And guess who heard it? Yep, Bad Bunny's team. And they did not take it lightly. Now, fast forward to early 2025. Both artists have been quiet. At least publicly. Kendrick was on his creative tip, working on some type of visual album. Bad Bunny had just finished a massive world tour and was laying low in Puerto Rico. But then the NFL came calling. They wanted someone global, someone unexpected, and Bad Bunny fit the profile perfectly. But here's the twist. Sources say he wasn't the first choice. Kendrick was, and this is where it gets spicy. A source close to the NFL's entertainment team said Kendrick was offered the halftime show first. They wanted a political, powerful performance. Think Beyoncé in Arling Ya Lil. Or Shakira and J-Lo in 2020. Kendrick had the vision. He was already mapping out a set list. But then the calls stopped coming. Communication got weird. And next thing you know, Bad Bunny's name starts trending. That same week, a tweet from Bad Bunny's manager caught fire. It said, "We don't wait for invites. We build stages." Fans thought it was motivational, until they realized the timing. It dropped the same day Kendrick's halftime talk supposedly fell through, So naturally, people started asking, was this a setup? Did Bad Bunny play the game better? Or was there a bigger play going on here? Turns out, both. Behind closed doors, there was a silent war happening between two powerful camps. Kendrick's team, mainly composed of longtime collaborators from Top Dawg and PG Lang, has been trying to maintain creative control. They didn't want corporate interference, especially not from Apple or NFL sponsors. But Bad Bunny's team? Oh, they were playing chess. Not only did they agree to all sponsor terms, but they also offered exclusive streaming rights to Apple Music for his next Spanish-language EP. It was business, and it was brilliant. But it came at a price. Some close to Kendrick felt like he got ambushed, like the deal was snatched from under him. One anonymous source said he was ready. He had dancers, visuals, everything. They just went quiet on him. And then boom, Bunny's doing it. Another insider claimed that Kendrick wasn't even mad, he was relieved. He said the energy was off from the jump. He said it didn't feel right. And he ain't chasing nobody for validation. Not the NFL, not nobody. But here's where it flips again. Bad Bunny, despite getting the gig, wasn't celebrating like you'd think. In fact, insiders say he had a full-on meltdown in the studio when the news broke. Not because he didn't want the stage, but because he knew the backlash was coming. He respects Kendrick. Always has. He didn't want this to look like a betrayal, said someone from his inner circle. He just played the game the way the game is set up. Now the backlash did come. Within 48 hours, Twitter was dragging him. Headlines like Bad Bunny steals halftime from Kendrick and Latin takeover leaves. Hip-hop kings sidelined flooded the blogs. Fans were divided. Latinx fans were hyped, saying this was history in the making. But Kendrick's fans? Oh, they were not having it. One tweet went viral. We wanted bars and black excellence, not bunny ears and reggaeton. Not bunny ears and reggaeton. The drama hit a new level when a leaked DM surfaced showing a Kendrick fan sending threats to Bad Bunny. Bunny screenshot it and simply replied with 3 words, love and light. That response got over 2 million likes. But it also reignited the debate. Was Bad Bunny playing victim? Or was he really caught in a power move he never asked for? And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, a new player entered the chat. J-Z. Now, if you remember, Jay has been involved with the NFL since 2019, overseeing music entertainment strategy. And according to a very spicy clubhouse room that got leaked, Jay was the one who actually pushed for Bad Bunny over Kendrick. Kendrick too quiet, someone in that room said. Jay said, we need energy. Global impact. Bunny brings that. Kendrick wanted to do a poem in the middle of a football game. That line alone had fans heated. It sounded like a diss. But was it? People close to Kendrick said he wasn't surprised. Apparently, Jay and Kendrick haven't been on the best terms since the Controlverse days. Subtle tension. Mutual respect, but no love lost. So when Jay allegedly picked Bunny, Kendrick reportedly told his team, let them have it. I ain't performing for the same folks who called Kaepernick a distraction. But wait, because it don't stop there. Just as fans were still reeling from that revelation, an old interview clip resurfaced. It showed Bad Bunny in 2020 saying he was inspired by Kendrick's Good Kid M.A.A.D City album. He told stories in a way that changed how I viewed music, he said. The clip started going viral all over again, this time with fans saying he ain't steal the show. He's honoring it, but others weren't buying it. They said it was all damage control. That Bunny's team was trying to spin the narrative to make him look humble. This ain't about music anymore. It's about image. And Kendrick don't play image games. One fan posted ... And just when the internet thought the story was cooling down, a private jet was spotted leaving LA and landing in Puerto Rico. Guess who was on it? Kendrick Lamar. So picture this. It's a late Sunday night. Skies cloudy over San Juan, and a sleek black private jet touches down at Luis Muñoz Marin International Airport. Airport staff already know something's up because this ain't the usual tourist arrival. Word spreads fast, and within minutes, a blurry photo hits Twitter. The caption, Kendrick Lamar just landed in Puerto Rico. No entourage. Just him and one bag. Within the hour, hashtag Kendrick in PR is trending and fans go into full detective mode. Why is Kendrick in Puerto Rico? Is this a coincidence or a confrontation? Because, remember, Bad Bunny is currently staying at his secluded villa in Vega Alta, reportedly recovering from the chaos surrounding the Super Bowl announcement. And now Kendrick, Mr. I Don't Do Press, has pulled up on the island with zero warning. The internet goes crazy. People are zooming into photos, tracking license plates, trying to figure out where Kendrick's headed. One fan even claimed they saw him at a local cafe buying bottled water and a notebook. And here's where it gets real. 3 hours after the jet lands, Bad Bunny goes completely dark on socials. No tweets, no posts. No stories, gone. Silent, his team. Also, ma'am, no statements, no photos, nothing. But then, someone leaks a video. It's shaky and low quality, like it was recorded from behind a bush. But you can clearly see two men walking up a private driveway. One in a white hoodie, the other in a black tee. Both heads down, moving quick. The man in the black tee, unmistakably Kendrick. The location. Allegedly, Bunny's home. What happens inside that house is still a mystery. But sources say they had a private sit-down that lasted over 2 hours. No teams, no managers, no media. Just two global icons alone in a room talking it out. And according to someone very close to the situation, the conversation was heavy. Real emotions. Raised voices. But not anger. Payne. The Insider says Kendrick told Bunny straight up it's not about the show. It's about how it played out. The silence, the way my name got dragged, like I wasn't already working. Bad Bunny reportedly replied, I didn't ask for the show. They offered it, and I said yes, because I knew they'd offer it to someone else if I didn't. Then came the part that really had fans in their feelings. Allegedly, Kendrick said, I respect you, always have. But when you win, and they use that win to erase me, you gotta say something. Bunny's response. He paused, looked at Kendrick, and said, maybe I didn't want to be erased either. Oh, you. That right there left both of them quiet. Because in that moment, it wasn't rapper versus rapper. It was two artists, both used by a system that pits cultures against each other for profit. Hip-hop versus Latin trap. Black art versus brown visibility. All for views and headlines. Sources say the two didn't hug it out or take selfies. But they left with mutual respect. Not best friends, but not enemies. Just two kings navigating a rigged chessboard. But hold up, we're not done yet. While Kendrick was still on the island, another twist hit the internet. A hidden clause from the Super Bowl contract leaked online. And guess what? It showed that the halftime show originally had two headliners. One English-speaking, one Spanish-speaking. You see where this is going? Fans went crazy. That meant Kendrick and Bad Bunny were supposed to co-headline the show. A unity moment. Something never done before. But apparently, Kendrick pulled out once the creative control started slipping. And instead of replacing both artists, the NFL just moved forward with Bad Bunny solo. Now this changed everything. People started blaming the league, saying they created the conflict for ratings. Blogs began reporting that Apple Music execs thought a Kendrick-Bunny collab would be too political. That they feared a performance, focusing on police brutality and Puerto Rican independence would alienate sponsors. But then, the wildest plot twist dropped. A journalist from a Latin culture podcast leaked a voice memo from a former NFL consultant. In the clip, the consultant said, we thought if we picked Bunny, it'd pull a new audience. We didn't expect Kendrick to step away. We thought he'd compromise. He didn't. Basically, they gambled and lost. And the fallout. Oh, it got real. First, Kendrick released a cryptic short film on Pidgealong's channel. No words. Just visuals of him walking through old neighborhoods, intercut with shots of football stadiums, protests, and flashing lights. The title, I Was Never Invited. The internet exploded. People were decoding every frame. Fans said the film was his way of saying, "Y'all played me." Others said it was deeper, about how Black voices are sidelined once they speak too loudly. Bad Bunny didn't respond directly, but he posted a photo of a broken mic with a caption that read, "No stage can silence real music." The tension between fan bases hit a fever pitch. TikTokers started taking sides. YouTube reactors were beefing. Instagram lives turned into debates. One viral live between two influencers summed it up perfectly. "This ain't about who's more famous. This is about who controls the narrative." And right now, the narrative is messy as hell. And then, someone unexpected entered the chat Roselia Laters in a now-deleted Instagram story. She posted a photo of Kendrick and Bunny with the caption, "Both deserve this stage." Pero, the game is dirty. Fans started speculating, was she hinting that both artists had been used? Or was she trying to broker peace? But here's the thing. While all this was happening online, Bad Bunny was working. Locked in a studio with producers from both Puerto Rico and La, creating something that sources say is bigger than a performance. Rumors say he's crafting a halftime set that directly references this entire drama and opening that includes visuals of two silhouettes walking opposite directions, symbolizing him and Kendrick. And guess what? There's talk that Kendrick might still show up. Yup, you heard that right. A source inside the Super Bowl production team said. There's been quiet conversations about a surprise appearance. Nothing confirmed. Nothing signed. But the NFL knows this controversy is bigger than they expected. And bringing Kendrick out during Bunny's set? That might just break the internet, but Kendrick ain't doing nothing for clout. He's calculated, intentional. So if he does show up, best believe it'll be on his terms. And let's not forget the fans. They're not letting this die down anytime soon. People are calling for the NFL to address the leak, for Jay-Z to speak up, for Bad Bunny to release a statement, and for Kendrick to drop the full story. One fan tweet summed it all up. "This ain't just halftime. This is culture war, and we're all watching." And with Kendrick still in Puerto Rico, sightings increasing. And rumors of one final meeting between the two artists happening soon. So now it's Thursday night, 4 days since, this time, not at Bunny's home, but at a neutral location. An abandoned church turned recording studio on the edge of Old San Juan. A place so off the radar, only insiders even know it exists. And late that night, two matte black SUVs were seen pulling into the lot with dark tinted windows and armed security. No footage, no official confirmation. Let's be real, the streets already knew. What time it was, Kendrick and Bad Bunny were in that building, and this wasn't just a conversation. This was a session. Sources say they spent nearly 7 hours inside, and not just talking. They recorded. One engineer leaked that Bunny laid a chorus in Spanish over a haunting jazz-inspired beat, while Kendrick followed up with 2 verses, one in full spoken word, the other pure lyrical assault. The working title of the track, "Halftime's Over." Let that sink in. So now, on top of all the drama, the betrayal, and the leaks, we got a secret collab that could flip the entire narrative. Fans are already begging for it to drop. But here's the thing. This track wasn't made for streams. Insiders say it's an art piece, and it may only be performed once, live at the Super Bowl. That's right, after days of tension, drama, and miscommunication. It looks like Kendrick and Bunny might be planning the ultimate power move, turning the entire controversy into a historic on-stage reconciliation. And baby, if that happens, it's not just going viral, it's going legendary. But the plot thickens, because while the two artists may have reached creative alignment, the industry ain't ready to play nice. The NFL, silent Jay-Z, ducking interviews. Apple Music, pushing press for Bunny like Kendrick don't exist. It's like they're hoping the collab talk is just a rumor, something they can quietly kill if needed. But guess what? They underestimated both men, because Kendrick's camp has already started dropping Easter eggs on Friday morning. PG Lang's Instagram posted a photo of a torn football jersey stitched back together with red thread. The caption: "It's not about who got picked, it's about what we fix." 20 minutes later, Bad Bunny reposted the same image on his story with a single emoji, a sewing needle that was the moment fans knew it's happening. And as expected, fan reaction exploded. People started flipping sides, switching narratives. Tweets that dragged Bunny last week are now saying he held it down. Kendrick stans who swore he was done with the NFL are now saying he's reclaiming the moment. TikTok edits are being made in real time. The internet is in full meltdown mode, but not everybody's happy. Some folks in Kendrick's inner circles still feel like this is a trap. They think the NFL is using the collab to save face. One unnamed source said, "It's like they created a fire and now they want Kendrick to put it out with poetry. He's too smart for that." And maybe they're right, because Kendrick has always moved with purpose. Every verse, every performance, every silence. It all means something. And then there's Bunny's team, who's dealing with their own internal drama. His creative director allegedly walked out mid-rehearsal, saying the show was turning into something he didn't sign up for. Rumors say he was pushing for a pop-heavy performance, while Bunny wanted to lean into his roots, political themes, ancestral references, and now, the Kendrick collab. The family was left divided. Even some of Bunny's cousins, who've worked closely with him for years, reportedly expressed concern. One insider said they support the art, but they know this is dangerous territory. The NFL ain't used to artists flipping the script mid-show. If they push too hard, the plug might get pulled. And that's not paranoia. That's real. Because over the weekend, multiple news outlets confirmed that Super Bowl producers have called emergency meetings, discussing what they're calling contingency options in case the halftime performance deviates from brand alignment. Translation: they scared, but now it might be too late. The people are ready. They want the moment. They want to see two giants stand side by side and say, "We wrote the headlines, not them." And the movement is growing. Musicians, athletes, even actors are weighing in. LeBron tweeted, "Real ones know." Kendrick and Bunny. That's unity, not beef. Rihanna reposted Pidgeot's jersey image with the caption, "Don't let them divide the culture." So what's next? That's when we get hit with the next twist. A leak from the NFL stage crew, a whistleblower, working behind the scenes at halftime rehearsals, dropped a Reddit post claiming the new set design includes two massive thrones back to back, one gold, one obsidian black. And during the final act of the performance, both thrones spin to face each other, with the artists standing in front of them, backs straight, heads high. Now that's a statement. And guess what else the leaker said? There's a section in the performance script called Segment KXBB, short for Kendrick times Bad Bunny. And while no one has seen the final rehearsal yet, the leaker said it includes a powerful spoken word intro, visuals of hands reaching across oceans, and a final frame that shows a cracked football helmet with a dove flying out. Symbolism. Artistry. Revolution. And the NFL. Still pretending nothing's happening, no press release, no preview teasers, just silence. But that silence is only making fans hungrier. The theory now is that the NFL knows they can't stop it. They can only lean into it and pray it doesn't spark backlash from the more conservative crowd. Because, let's be real, a Puerto Rican trap star and a socially conscious black lyricist sharing the biggest stage in America. That's not entertainment. That's history. And just when you thought we reached the peak, we get one final breadcrumb. Saturday night, Los Angeles. A pop-up gallery opens in downtown La, hosted by PG Lang. The title of the exhibit, "Halftime is Not the End." The gallery features abstract art, visuals from Kendrick's career, images of oceans, and in the very last room, a large mural of two shadow figures standing under a broken scoreboard. No names, no logos, just impact. Fans took that as confirmation. It's locked in. It's happening. The plan has been set in motion. And that leads us to Sunday, the day before the Super Bowl. Cameras are locked in. Security is triple layered. And rehearsal audio starts to leak. Not full songs, just fragments. But if you listen closely, you hear Kendrick's voice, low and calm, saying, when they pick favorites, they forget the architects. And with that, the tension snaps back like a rubber band, because now we're on the edge of the biggest moment in music and sports crossover history, to artists who were nearly enemies. Now sharing the same breath on the same beat, that the energy in Vegas is different. Not just the typical buzz, not just the high-stakes bets and wild halftime predictions. No, this time there's tension in the air. People can feel something bigger is about to happen. The streets outside Allegiant Stadium are packed, not just with football fans, but entire communities who pulled up just to witness what's about to go. Rumors of Kendrick's surprise appearance are everywhere. Major news outlets are trying to stay neutral, avoiding the topic altogether. But TikTok? Exploding. You've got conspiracy threads, performance predictions, for its fans flying in last minute just in case they witness history. Bad Bunny is set to take the stage solo. Or so they say. Officially, no mention of a second act. No PG Long logos. No confirmation. Just a big question mark. But the leaked rehearsal audio from the night before already has fans analyzing every second. You can hear faint lines in the background that sound exactly like Kendrick's voice. Nobody knows if it's real, but everybody's hoping it is. Then halftime hits. The stadium lights black out. Silence. Stadium lights black out. Silence. A heartbeat plays through the speakers. Slow, steady, deep. Then comes the first surprise. Not music, but a projection across the entire field. It's footage of police lights flashing, palm trees swaying, and news headlines in both English and Spanish. Images of Puerto Rico after the hurricane. Shots of Black Lives Matter protests. Clips of youth dancing in the streets. It's bold, it's raw, and nobody expected it. Suddenly, the lights flash on. Bad Bunny appears in the center of the field, draped in all white, with dancers behind him wearing traditional Boricua garb. The first half of his set is fire. He runs through his biggest hits, from Titi Me, Pregunto to Safera. Crowds losing it. Fireworks, lasers, chaos, but halfway through his fourth song, the beat switches. Dark. Minimal. A piano loop creeps in. The dancers freeze, and then, out of the shadows, walks Kendrick Lamar. The stadium erupts. People start screaming. Cameras pan to celebrities in the crowd literally standing up, jaws dropped. The internet, already glitching. Twitter's barely keeping up. And on stage? It's go time. Kendrick steps to the mic and says, "I wasn't supposed to be here. They told me to sit down, but I never needed a seat. I built the floor." From there, he launches into a brand new verse. Raw, poetic, no beat. Just his voice echoing through the stadium. He talks about being erased, about what it means to be a symbol, about how unity is weaponized and how silence can sometimes scream the loudest. Bunny stands behind him, eyes locked. No dancing, no hype, just real presence. Then the beat drops. Bad Bunny joins in. The two start trading bars, English, Spanish, back and forth, like a lyrical conversation. No auto-tune, no filters, just storytelling. And when the hook hits, it's the line everyone's going to be quoting for the next year. They gave us halftime, so we gave M history. Boom! The screen behind them flashes a dove flying through barbed wire. The dancers return, now dressed in all black and gold. The entire field becomes a live art piece. Cultural references everywhere. Afro-Caribbean drums, Lorena masks, protest signs from Ferguson to San Juan. People in the stadium are crying. People at home are stunned. And then, just as the set hits its final note, silence. The lights go black again on screen. The final image, Kendrick and Bunny standing side by side. Fists raised under the words, "We're not your entertainment. We're your reflection, end of performance." The crowd, silent for 2 full seconds. Then erupting. It's not just a show. It's a moment, and the fallout. Insane. Twitter explodes. Every news outlet that didn't cover the beef now scrambling to drop think pieces. Fans calling it the most important halftime show of all time. YouTube reactors crying. Celebrities tweeting out support. J. Cole posts a single line on his story. "My brothers made us proud." But not everyone's celebrating. Immediately after the show, Fox News runs a segment calling it divisive. One anchor says it was anti-American. Another calls it political theater, disguised as culture. Conservative. Talking heads demand the NFL release a statement. Sponsors start backing off. One major soda brand allegedly cancels their ad package for next year. But Apple, they lean in. Within hours, Apple Music uploads the full performance titled Kendrick x Bad Bunny Halftime Uncut. Racks up 30 million views in 24 hours. And guess what happens next? The track Halftime's Over drops on streaming platforms as a surprise release. It's #1 in 8 countries by morning. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, NFL execs are